close as you're gonna get to shaking a leg during this. I feel like everyone probably feels like this, but it's just always been there. Like for me, there was not really a particular moment I can remember, to be honest. It was just always there. It's something you just kind of take for granted, I suppose. Maybe there was some stuff that got me interested in the idea of making music, but I guess that was probably my early teens, I guess. I don't know, I just always, I just loved listening to music, I loved playing music, I never thought that I should be a singer or a player or anything like that, but I was just doing it for my own entertainment, like, you know, just for leisure, I guess you'd say. It took a long time for me to actually consider doing it on a stage, or, you know, doing like a track, finishing it, like presenting it to anyone outside of my house, you know. Oh, I don't know. I still wonder. Do you know what I mean? It's never been that certain for me, any of it, you know. And I never consciously had the intention to be a musician fronting a show of any kind. So yeah, I've just always been doing stuff, entertaining myself, and I suppose it's when someone told me that they wanted to release my record or release a song that I'd made, that's when I thought, oh, really? You think this is going to make sense, or that anyone's going to want this, or people will react? And I guess it was the faith of that person that kind of made me take it more seriously myself, because I guess, you know, the proof was in the reaction. He was just playing the record around before it was released, and apparently people were responding to it, so he came back and said, we need to put this out. That was Theo Parrish, Sound Signature Records. And so yeah, because he's, you know, I trust his taste, because he's a great DJ, great selector, great producer and everything. So when he said that, I was like, really, you think so? Okay, cool. You know, I had to take it seriously. He's been doing it for a while. Yeah, definitely. And then when Giles Peterson showed interest and was playing the track along with a few other people, and then he nominated it for a Track of the Year with his worldwide awards, and it was a public vote. To be honest, I think that was probably the turning point. It was a public vote, and I won it. I got Track of the Year, and it was like, really? Wow, what the hell? There was people, the other people in the nominations were like, the majority of them were on major labels. You know, and I put this record out without a picture sleeve, with no promo, with no campaign, no plugging, no anything really. It was just a record, piece of vinyl, and some music on it, you know. So it was, for me, it felt like the most raw and honest presentation, and the response, you know, was great. So that was probably the most meaningful moment, I suppose, in convincing me that I might as well have a crack at, you know, performing and stuff. Yeah, I've been writing, recording. I mean, to be honest, the best answers for that, in the last few years since I released the record, what's been keeping me busy is playing and rehearsing and having different formats and just going through that with baby steps. It's been a steep learning curve for me, because I was making music on my own, in my own space, playing all the instruments, overdubbing, in my own little cocoon of a basement studio. And the idea of presenting it to other people is something I'd literally never considered, just the logistics of it. So I didn't have pedals and millions of, you know, amps and leads and things like that as well. So it's just a lot of setup and a lot of catching up with that side of it, where a lot of my peers had the intention of doing that, so they had already been playing out and stuff. So it was quite new to me. So the last sort of 3 years has been me kind of just getting up to speed with that. But I have recorded along the way as well. Yeah, definitely. There's quite a lot of stuff that I'm sort of that's ready to go, and a few other things that are kind of 75% there. And so yeah, this year is definitely going to be releasing year because it's been a couple of years actually. So yeah, it's about time, definitely. I don't know. I mean, for me, it wasn't. I wouldn't have described it as a big record. A couple of people have said that to me, and I'm like, really? No. I mean, it's not. I mean, for the people that liked it, they seem to have responded really wholeheartedly to it, which is great. There's a great sort of sincerity that I've felt from people that come out and hear it, and you know, there's a lot of joy, which is great. It makes me feel fantastic about doing it. But I wouldn't have ever described it as a big record. Like, you know, I can easily follow up with something that actually, you know, that many more people got to hear, you know, or not. So I still feel pretty free because it was, in terms of sort of numbers and things, it was still pretty gentle, you know. So I feel pretty free to explore whatever I need to explore, really. And the people that have responded to it and come to the shows and whatnot seem so open-minded and brilliant. All of the people, I love the people that come and listen to the shows, because I feel that anything's possible. You know, I mean, I don't really feel locked in to a genre or anything like that. That's a wild question. See, I don't know. There was a time when I used to feel like I was abreast, up to date, and like on it with anything that was incredible. Like if I heard something that was incredible and I didn't know about it already, I'd be like, why don't I know about this? You know, because I felt like I was on top of it, so to speak. But it's just so not like that for me anymore. Like, there is so much good music. Every day you could go on SoundCloud and hear a completely unknown random person in their bedroom, no studio, no label, nothing, making incredible music that can have a really high production standard and could be very creative and original. It's for me, it's breathtaking, like how much diversity there is and all that. It's fantastic. I don't really listen to a lot of stuff that's sort of on the daytime radio because there's just so much other brilliant stuff. You know, labels and big studios are not the only conduit for good music, you know, and they never have been, but there was a time when you needed all of that, so there was a pipeline. You could go to a certain label and know that they probably had the best music in that sort of style. But now it's exploding, I think, really. The sort of home recording thing in the last sort of 10, 15 years has just gone mad, I think. So there's no one person I could name, but like every day there's millions of people. Wow, I really don't know. I wish I did, because I know so many people that I don't want to use the word desperate, but there's so many people I come across that are like, they're just so focused on like making it, whatever that means, or, you know, having people know about them. And I think in this age, you know, people are quite obsessed with attention. You know, like even people that don't want to be on stages still photographing themselves every 5 minutes, you know, and letting people know where they're at and what they're doing and all this. So I'm so confused actually right now about what people really want out of it when they say that they want to make it or something, because it's like, what, you want to make music? Well, you're already doing it. You want people to hear it? They probably already are, and they can. And you don't need a label, and you don't need this, and you don't need that. If you just want people to hear it, it's done. Just go and make people hear it, that's fine. But I think people want something more than that, and I don't really know what it is. I guess maybe it's fame or something. But I think it's a great time. There are great avenues for people to pursue to get the music out there. So I don't really know a specific thing that people should do. Is just carry on making music and allowing people to hear it, I suppose, and developing the craft. That's the other thing I notice. A lot of people are so hungry for people to hear it, and I'm like, yo, just do your thing. If what you enjoy is making music, then you've got what you want. Get on with it. It's fine. You know what I mean? There's a bit of a kind of like a hunger that people seem to want, and I haven't quite fully understood it, you know. No, I didn't really burn it. It wasn't that big, really. But they're getting bigger. It was just great, actually, to know that, you know, in a way, it's like a very democratic, you know, provided it works with transparency. It's a very democratic way that things should work, you know. And it's nice that you just you've done this thing, you put it out there. Like I said, you know, that's the thing you love. and you've done your job, and that's that. And then, you know, it's just sort of trickling in, just like from a direct response from what's happening with it. You know, whether people like it enough to play it out, that's great. And so you see the thing, you look at the statement, it's just interesting seeing where it's coming from and stuff, and so, oh wow, like Austrian daytime radio, all right, cool. But it's sometimes it's the last thing you'd expect, and it's nice. It's a nice thing. I mean, the money isn't really, it wasn't the most exciting part, but that helps. But it was just, yeah, it's just nice to see that system work, and because I guess nowadays, with people talking about record sales not being the main source of revenue, you know, it's pretty handy that there's, you know, you're actually getting remunerated for sort of just the most natural type of popularity, which is people listening to it, playing it, performing it, whatever. So that's good. But I don't know what I spent the money on, to be honest. I can't remember.